Hey guys, my name is Ream, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to create custom alert using Streamlabs OBS or streamlabs.com, and it will look something like this.
You are my hero.
Alright, let's jump in. To start, I just want to make a disclaimer that a lot of my visuals are very similar to Summit 1G because I look up to the guy. I think he is the greatest streamer alive right now, and I will link his Twitch channel down below to get that out of the way. And also, I am not a staff or sponsored by Streamlabs in any way. This is basically me able to find a way to use their service for myself. So it is not a sponsored video. Also, all right, now let's jump in. The very first thing. All right, now let's jump in. The very first thing I want you guys to know is before you start, I recommend you guys to have your own custom alert, either in animation or in a still image ready. For example, for me, I have of course, new supporter alert, I have new share alert, and new star donation alert. These are the three alerts that I need primarily. And at the same time, I also have two audio alerts, which means for new subs, and this one is for a new star donation. I do not need one for a share because I get hundreds of share every live stream, and I think that will be too distracting for my audience. So once you have this, the next thing we want to do is we want to go to streamlabs.com. Okay, so in streamlabs.com, before you get here, you might need to log in using your Facebook page. So this is the login page. You go to streamlabs.com, click login, and from there on you can choose Facebook as your primary login interface. Once you click on it, it will ask you to verify a few things. Let me get that out of the way so that I can log in. Make sure you keep all your credentials very private because this is a very sensitive information. So once you log in into Streamlabs, you have to verify it via Facebook. It will link you to your Facebook and get the verification, and then you will get to this page. In this page, the very first thing you need to make sure of is you need to make sure one, Facebook is selected here because you can actually link more than just one platform into one account. So you can have Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and I believe a few more others which I don't know about. And also you're gonna go to my account Facebook page. Make sure you select your Facebook page over here or nothing you do will work. Save preferences, and now you're ready to start. Now let's go one by one. So in dashboard here, this is basically a dashboard of all the donations and all the share supporters over recent events. So here, this is how you're gonna track it. I'm sure you guys will figure that out. The next very important thing is you want to go to widget. This is how you're going to set up your Streamlabs alerts. In Streamlabs alert here, what you want to do is you want to click on alert box. The alert box will then enable you to set up donation alert, merge alert, like, star, follow, and support. There used to be a share alert, but there has been a bug since it came out, so they decided to remove it, fixed it, and then implement it back in. So there is no share alert at the moment. Using my way of doing this, I decided to use Streamlabs OBS, which then it doesn't allow me to log in via browser source, which means I will lose recent stars, donation, and recent supporter, simply because Streamlabs OBS doesn't allow you to log in using via browser source. But in return, I will get a very I think in a way is a beautiful kind of animation which will somehow bring your brand up so that people knows your brand, people knows your logo. All right, so let's get in general setting here. I didn't mess much with this. I just left it default. Basically, this doesn't really do much. The only thing I change is the alert moderation delay. I want to put it 0 because I want the alert to show as soon as possible. I don't want it to delay. If you want it to delay, then you can set it how many ever seconds you want. All right, but I don't change any of this. And then second thing you can do is you can go to follows. Here I do not use follows alert because my page now has almost 80k followers, and I think putting followers alert will be too distracting for my audience. But if you're a smaller streamer, this might be useful for you to show appreciation that and then show activities on your stream. So every single step here, it will be the same, so I will just run through it. I will run through it in stars. Donation, in my country I'm unable to set up donation because PayPal donation is not available. Merch, I am not using this. Merch is not available in my country. Face mask, I am also not using this. I will probably give it a try in the future, but so far I am not using it. Okay, now let's get into setting up. So we're gonna set up stars alert. This is the exact same process as setting up follows alert or setting up likes alert or supporter or share alerts in the future. So the very first thing is, if you want any of your alerts enabled, you have to click enable here. I disable every single thing here. Follows, donation, merch, face mask, likes, I disable it because I don't want it to pop up. Okay, so when you click enable, then now your alert is enabled. Second thing is layout. So layout here depends on how your media will look. Basically, I will have, this is how my media will look. So I want a text overlay on top of my alert JPEG file. So I choose the second one. But if you want just your brand on top and then text down below, you can choose the first one. Or if you want it side by side, logo to the left, text to the right, you can choose this one. This is based on your preference. Okay, the animation basically fade in, fade out. It's very simple. It's not too distracting, so I'm using this. Text to speech, it is not working fully yet as far as I'm concerned, so I'm not messing with this. Minimum stars to alert. Here you can set up your minimum stars, so I can set up 50 right here. Message template is basically what you want to say. So for example, if I want to I just want the name to appear right now, that's why I just put this name within this wiggly thing here. I don't know what it's called, right? But if you want to say name, for example, the name of the donator says this person here, send amount of stars. So then you can have name, send, amount of stars, and then if you want to test it, simply you can just go to launch here without using your Streamlabs OBS yet, and you can test it by clicking test star. So when you test star, it's going to pop up something like this, and there is also sound animation, which I also enable. Because this I haven't saved yet. If you want to save it, for example, now let me save the setting, and then let's test it. Test star.
You are my hero.
Now it's going to say Ream send 10,000 stars. I wish. Right, so this is basically it, but I don't want it. I'm going to delete everything and I just put the name, and there's a reason for it. I'll show you guys later. And text animation here is basically the text within this wiggly thing here. You want it to wiggle, you want it to wave, you want it to wobble, whatever. You choose your animation, play around with it. And then now the most important part, which is the image and the sound. Basically the image and the sound, what you want to do is you want to add your own media. If you don't have it already added, you can drag and drop, or you can click on this and then find your own media, import it, select it. For example, this is star donation. You have to select it. It will be highlighted a little bit greenish, right? Click select and then it will be selected. So this will be your media. And now sound, it's basically the same. You have to upload your sound, make sure it's not too big, make sure it's not too long so it's too distracting, and then you just select your sound. For example, I will choose this one, You Are My Hero, set by my teammate, selected, and now I have image and sound alert. Make sure you save every single step of the way. Okay, volume here, I'm not exactly sure that I think it lowers the volume output when the alert is played, but I already lowered the volume as I wanted when I first added that audio file. So then I just put 100% here. Alert duration is how long the alert will be there. So I set it for 8 seconds for my star alerts. Alert text delay, if you want the logo to appear first and then you want to alert to come up. For example, I can set it 12 seconds and then I put the text delay about 2 seconds. So the alert will be for 12 seconds, but after the alert came out and then 2 seconds later, the text will display. So then you have like a step-by-step animation, which is nice, but I'm not using it. I want it to come out at the same time, okay? And then here, this is HTML and CSS code. Click enable. I think it's disabled by default, but I enable it simply because I want my text to be in the middle of this box here. If I don't do it, the text will be in the middle of everything, which does not look nice for me. So then I need to enable it and change a few settings. A lot of you guys might find this useful. So after you click enable, if you want to change it, after you click enable, you go to CSS, and then you're gonna use this option. You scroll down, you find hashtag alert dash text, and then here you can have paddings, okay? By default, it will say padding 20px, I believe. But I deleted it and then I added my own padding to make sure it fits in the middle of this black gray area here where I need to put the name right in the middle. So then padding left, it will patch the left, patch the right, whatsoever. So this here, pause the video, copy, and then play around with it if you want to use it. If not, that's fine. Now, after this, you can save the setting right here. All right, so that's it. This is how you set up your stars. You set up, and then in likes, I don't use it. I disable it. In supporter alert, it's basically the same thing. The only difference I use is I put became a supporter. That's basically it. And I set up every single thing the same way it does. And one final tips is, for example, if you don't want to use likes or follows, make sure you disable it. And after you disable it, you go to alert variation. You can add a default alert variation, and then you can save it to make sure that it doesn't show up, so that it will. I talked to Streamlabs, I'm not sure why, but they said make sure you add this so that there is no bug. For example, it decided to show even if you disable it. So I added the alert variation for every single thing that I'm not using, except for the one I'm using. Okay, now let's go on to Streamlabs OBS, and then I'll show you guys how to add this into your Streamlabs OBS and make sure it goes on your screen during live video. Okay, this is gonna look a little weird to you guys. The only reason why this looks a little weird because I'm using a 2 PC streaming setup. So basically now I am recording my screen over here, which is my gaming screen. But then now I'm adding another screen, which is my streaming PC screen, which has my Streamlabs OBS in it. So that is why it looks a little bit weird right now, because it's 2 screens on top of each other. But anyway, the steps will be exactly the same. This is just to show you guys how to use Streamlabs OBS and how to set it up. Alright, now let me put this a little bit nicer so that you guys can see properly. Right now, so this is Streamlabs OBS after you open it. I have everything set up, but I'm going to show you guys how to add every single thing, okay? So in my scenes, basically I have a lot. I have starting soon, I have here, which is live scene, and then I have IRL screen, which means it will focus on my overhead cam, and then the screen of my display capture on my gaming PC, and then I have IRL webcam, which is basically just my webcam, my main webcam over here, and then my overhead webcam over there, right? So once you're in this, the way you can add up your alerts is, it's very simple. Make sure you selected the right scenes, and then after you selected the right scenes, you want to add, click on this add button here, and then in add button here you can just simply select alert. Okay, so basically after you select the alert here, alert box essential, this is very essential, it said. So you select the alert box right there, and then you click add source. All right, so now you added source. So basically when you added source, for example, I have already added it, that's why it says alert 1. But if I want, for you guys, it will just say alert box default, which is the first one. So then you can just add new source or add existing source if you already added an alert box. For example, I already have it added, so I'm not going to add it. So I'm just going to close it, and then I'll go to my alert box and show you guys. I have a folder here which contains all the Streamlabs that I use, and it's all within here. So here is the alert box that I'm using. So after you add it, this screen will appear. Okay, so the screen here will appear, and then you guys can play around with it, the width, the height, and the FPS of your alert. I am using a 2 PC streaming, so I want the highest FPS, which matches my output FPS, so it's going to be 60. Width and height, this you guys can change it based on, you know, what you guys prefer, but I don't need to change any of this. I will change it later. And then here, the alert that you want to enable, I only enable a few things. So I believe it's not listed here, but don't worry. After you add this, you just click done, and then it will be done. And when you click done, you will have this box right here. I believe the box is not, I think it's a little bit, yeah, it's about this big for me. So then I had to crop it. To crop it, I press Alt, and then I crop this down so that I can play around with it easier. So if you want to test the alert right here, after you edit, you can simply go back to your, let me disable this. You can go back to over here, the web page, and then you can click test star. So when I clicked it, yep, so when I clicked it, I should be able to see that it's working, right? But then I don't like how the placement is here, up here. So then I'm going to make some changes. So I'm going to click it again. And then I'm going to come to my PC streaming, my second PC, and then I'm going to change the size. So here I'm going to change the size a little bit, the same size as my webcam, just to make it above it. Gonna click it again, and then play around with the size. I think I'm happy with it. This here overlaps; it's only temporary. I'll remove this, so it's not going to be a problem. Okay, so that's basically it. So this is how you add your alert. The placement of your alert here will actually be for every single alert that you use. For example, if I want to also test a support alert, the same alert, it will just be there. Sometimes it bugs a little bit, which makes your you know, your text appear first, and then your image appears later. Maybe that's just like a network kind of thing, but it doesn't happen too often. So this is my supporter alert. I use a custom sound. When you test other alerts that you don't use, for example follows, you will still see it, but then it will not appear when people follow you because you have already disabled it. The only reason why you see it, it's because you're the owner of this. They show you so that you know what it looks like even if it's disabled. So I can test like, it will still appear like this, and but it will not show when the event actually happens. Okay, right now this is how you set up your alert. And if you guys, this is all you want, then you can end the video right here. But if not, I'm going to show you guys a little bit more how to set up a few other things which also works with Facebook. Oh, and don't forget, make sure you guys follow my page. If you guys find this useful, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my Facebook page, and I'll continue to make this a little bit more so that I can give you guys the latest update available. Okay, now let's go back to widgets over here, which also have Chatbox. So Chatbox here, it's basically the same as alerts. You want to basically set up your Chatbox that, for example, you can choose the theme over here. And then the badges, whatnot. So basically this is how you will modify how your chat box will appear. Show moderator badge, show subscriber badge. I'm not sure if this works with Facebook. I just started using it. We'll see later when I stream. The background, you can choose the color of the background. I don't think I like this background. I'll just make sure it's okay, I'll use black over here. All right. So now you can choose the background, text color, you can choose the font size, you can make it larger, you can make it smaller. 18 seems good to me. Always show messages. This is important. if you have a chat, if you want to show your chat constantly, but your chat is not very active, click always show messages, so the message will not appear over, will not disappear over time. If you untick it, you can set, let's say after 200 seconds it will disappear. But then if no one chat within 200 seconds, you will have no messages left. All right, so click always show messages. Here, hi chatter, so basically hi command starting with exclamation mark. So for example, now you can use exclamation mark notify to follow the streamer. So this will automatically hide for you in the chat, it will not appear. Muted chatter, I don't know if this works or not, I haven't used it yet. Custom bad words, it will replace with this character here. HTML and CSS code, I don't use it, so I just click save setting. And then to set this up, you can go back to your Streamlabs, and then you can click on the plus button here, and then you can simply click on Chatbox. So after you click on Chatbox, you add source, and you can add your Chatbox, new or existing source. That depends on you. I have it already added. I'm not going to use it. I don't have my Chatbox enabled in this screen, so I'm going to go to my webcam, so then I can show you my Chatbox setting. Right, so this is on the right over here, my left. So this is where my Chatbox is. So then when it first open up, oh, I need to add, my bad, let me add my screen capture for this video. I don't have screen capture for my second PC. My PC is crashing. All right, let me add my second screen for now. Display capture, add source. Okay. All right. So now this is my chat box. So in the chat box, when you first add it, it's gonna show you this screen. It's basically the same. You can set up the width, the height, and the FPS as you wish, and then you can make other adjustments. For example, the visual setting, font setting, chatter. This is basically the same thing on the website. The only reason why I use the website, I think it's easier to make changes. And then sources. Okay, so then you can have the preview over here as you wish. Font size is 18. Click done, and then I just readjusted to fix into my live chat box to make sure that it fits in there. It's not gonna work now because I am not live, but when I go live, chat will start appearing bottom all the way up, and then the oldest chat will basically disappear after. So this is how you add the chat. And using this method, let us go back to Streamlabs OBS, streamlabs.com, and add a few more things. So play around with it. This is how you add your chat. You can also add the event list. So the event list over here, have it like down below here. So then you can basically do the same thing. You can make sure that it works over here. Go back to your Streamlabs OBS, add it over there, and position it the way you want it, and then that's it. It will work, and it will show permanently, as you can see here. Right, I am not live right now, but it's showing permanently. I think I have gone over quite a bit. Other things, for example, donation goal should work, but I don't have access to it, so I don't know. I cannot use it in my country. Stream labels is not working yet. Stream label, it's going to work as I have chat with Streamlabs support. They said it's coming, but it's not yet. Stream boss jar, I think jar is working. I put it and I see like things, like if you see like things down below here in the jar. I think it's working. I set it up the same way I set up, similar to chat box and event list. Follower goals, this, I don't use this, but I don't know if it works. You guys have to check it yourself. Sponsor banner, it works. It's basically you have a exchanging sponsor logo on your stream. It will keep changing, and that's basically it. The takeaway from this is, when you set this up, just make sure that all your branding aligns. For example, my branding, I want to build it around the color orange, right? So then everything I have right now, from, for example, starting screen. So here in my starting screen, a lot of it will be orange. I have my logo there, Ream A or Ream Angkor. And then in my live screen, I also have it there. If you can see down below right there, the event list is also orange and black. The social media, it's also orange and black. Logos are orange and black. So a lot of it is just orange and black. So this over time, every time people see orange and black, they should immediately know that this is Ream Angkor, this is me. So I built my brand around this color. I built my brand around my logo, and I keep using it the same color over and over. Not too much, but enough. So white, orange, and black when I need to. All right. So I hope I have helped you guys a lot. And any questions, you guys can also drop into my stream, or you can also just inbox me onto my page, and I'll try to help you guys a little bit more. So my name is Ream, and I'll see you in my stream. All right. Bye bye.